Welcome back to Begborough Steel, where we've got 4 games to go to the end of the season now, and we are still in the running. In fact, there are 4 teams tied on 70 points at the top of the table, and today we're playing the club that are at the bottom. We'll show you that table in full in a moment, but we snuck away from training. We've left Scott and Jackie in charge, whilst we welcome another patron to the channel. This time, we are welcoming Jerry Scahill, who has generously pledged over on the Patreon site. We'll put links to the Patreon in the video description down below if you would like to support the channel. But we're going to try and reward Jerry for their generosity by going out into a fixture today against a team that on paper are not that great, to see if we can keep that great run going, because if we look at that table, things are looking pretty good. So let's check out the top of that table then. We have got Alaves, Real Oviedo, ourselves and Sporting Gijón all on 40 points. The good news is we're 12 points clear of Las Palmas, down in 8th place. So we're looking dead certs for the playoffs, but what about automatic promotion? Well, 3 of the teams have lost games recently and 1 are on the charge. Let's start off with the form of Deportivo Alaves. They lost their most recent game to Ibiza. We've got to play Ibiza in our last 4 fixtures. They also lost to Real Oviedo in a top-of-the-table clash, and they seem to be conceding goals. So they've got some problems during the run-in. The team, I think, that are on the charge are Real Oviedo. They beat us 3-0. They've just won 4-0 against Mallorca and 4-0 against Zaragoza. Plus, they got that win over Alaves. They're going all the way back to the Las Palmas game in March for their last defeat. They are looking good. The 4th team that are in the mix are Sporting Gijón. They have still got some tough games to play, including one against Las Palmas. They've just beaten Tenerife, but before that they lost to Huesca. They've lost to Ibiza, who we are going to struggle to beat as well. Maybe we should show you our form as well. So we have got 3 wins on the bounce, but look at them all by a single goal margin. In fact, since that last episode when we had to come back from a goal down to snag a result against Real Zaragoza, well, we got well and truly trounced by Oviedo. We did not look good in this game. They scored in the first half. We chased it in the second half, and they scored again in the 80th and the 87th minute. But they were good value for this win. We were good against Eibar, but we couldn't find a second goal. We were reasonable against Elche. Paco was back in the team, got the goal for us. We couldn't find a second. And the game against Extremadura, well, again, we were in control of it until Corriendabo scored an own goal, making the game 1-1. And we had to go in search of a winner from Sergi Rosanas. We've got games against bottom of the table Castellón. Then we've got Ibiza, Espanyol, and Cartagena on the final day of the season. It is going to be a tense and nervy affair. Let's show you the players that we're going to be relying on to go out today against bottom of the table and keep us in the running. So the first thing you'll notice is we've got a slight change of shape. Our mate Manu Mosquera has been injured for about a month now. Still not fit enough to even make the bench today. And we don't really have another player that can play in this number 10 role. Guelfi could, but he's fallen out with me because I criticised some of his performances. They've been poor. He's not doing very well in training either. His contract's up at the end of the season. I think he's done. I'd rather change the shape than put him in the team, to be honest. So we've dragged that position back. Alonso's playing as a box-to-box midfielder there. The other change that we've had to make for the last couple of games was in the back 3 because Ikechukwu was injured for a couple as well. We brought in young Yordi to replace him. A player who came through as a fullback, is not very quick, can't cross or dribble. So we're trying to morph into a centre-half. Did all right in the couple of games that he came in. But Ikechukwu is back today. We didn't dare play Yordi as a libero, so we played 3 central defenders. But Ikechukwu is going to give us a bit more of a glamorous option at centre-half. We've got real problems at left-back. Vogel is still struggling for fitness. So Obradar has been getting games, 2 assists from that position all season in 29 games. Not a great loan signing, I am afraid. So today we are going to try with this sort of hybrid tactic. We're dragging back that central midfielder, go out there against the team that are bottom of the table and try and get a result. Our assistant manager, Scott Thomas, has been imploring us over the last week to hold a team meeting. Team meetings are a trap in my experience, just waiting to sap morale from the players. So we're going to go out there without having given them the big pep talk to see whether we can beat bottom of the table and keep our promotion push alive. Okay, we are just moments before kickoff, and here we go. On paper, this is our most winnable game of our last four. A couple of the others look pretty tough on paper, and the last day of the season could well be a tense and nervy affair if still four teams are in contention for just 2 promotion spots. We've gone close early. Gilly's got in on the far post, hit the side netting. That's an encouraging start, but I'm not entirely confident today. We've not always done great against those teams that are towards the foot of the table. We've struggled to break them down and sometimes got caught on the break when we've been chasing them. But we're in early, and Gilly has cunningly sent the ball over for an own goal. His path to the centre forward was blocked, so he's played it off the defender. I don't think he'll even get an assist for that, will he, if it's an own goal? But this just shows the intelligence of the boy. Look at him springing in behind the defence. And that's a carbon copy of the goal Corian Darber scored for the opposition in our last game. Running towards his own goal and just walking it into his net. 5 minutes on the clock. We're a goal up already, and Gilly looks in the mood. Look at him taking on 2 men, playing a cultured ball through to Rossi. Rosanas is up. KC's in the air. And we're looking pretty good. In fact, the ball nearly fell to us in the box. Thought Rossi might get on the end of it, maybe. This was a false dawn, and that was not our highlight after all, although we've won the ball back. Here's Pacheco, Rossi, KC. We're a long way from goal. What have we got planned? It's an on-rushing Xavi Alonso. And I'm afraid he has hit the goalie, but 6 minutes in, we've created a couple of decent opportunities. The table is just behind my head, and we are top of it. And neither of our 3 opponents for those promotion places have made the start to their games that we have. We sling in a corner now, and we are looking rampant in this. We're going to have a look for some of those other results. So Alavesa at Cartagena, they're tied at 0-0. 17 minutes in, it's highlight time once more. Rosanas marauding up from fullback. Obradar lumbering up from fullback. He's wriggling around like a bag full of ferrets over on the left-hand side. Gilly, tame header. Into the hands of the keeper. We're straight into the highlights again. They're all coming for us at the moment. This is a good little spell for us. A second goal, whilst we're on top, would definitely be useful. And we're working the ball on the left-hand side again. Javi Alonso, back to Ndaba, Pacheco. Alonso again, we're knitting the play together well. Gilly's in, he's on his wrong foot. He goes back around onto his right foot. Gilly is looking delectable this afternoon. Yet again, he's had an effort on target. We are looking superb. I want that second goal before half-time, though, because you know what happens in the 46th minute of this game if things have gone swimmingly in the first half and we've only got a 1-goal lead to show for it. Here's KC. Looking to reignite the whole Sunshine Band. Pacheco, KC's in again. He's gone first time with his cross. Gilly. He's not the best in the air. He keeps having these headed efforts. I wish he'd take it down and play a ball back across. As he's certainly got the time and the space to do so. We're now just 3 minutes from half-time. A poor throw-in has given possession back to them. Do not concede on the stroke. Here we go. Ndaba. Not seen a lot of our libero so far in this first half. Despite how well we've played, Gilly is in again. He's given his fullback a torrid time. Rossi strikes an effort. The highlight continues. There's the libero. Gives it over to O'Brien. We're looking for him to spray one of those passes. Instead, Rossi has a strike from the edge of the box. A low percentage chance. Our XG's not as high as you might like for 11 shots during the first half. But we are at least in the lead. We're going to have a good think about the team talk for this. Hopefully, we can come back out and keep a clean sheet for the first 10 minutes of the second half then try and stretch our lead. Okay, we took a bit of a risk with the halftime team talk. We told them we weren't happy with their first half performance. It motivated most. It did upset our libero Okachukwu a little bit, I'm afraid. So whether he's going to play as well in the second half, I'm not quite sure. But we're into the highlights. 48 minutes. We've slung in a deep cross. Javi Alonso gets the ball over. There is Ikachukwu. He's involved at least. And now we're having to work the ball around on the edge of the box. Obradar going absolutely nowhere. Fullbacks, priority for next season, regardless of what division we are in. And Rossi thrashes an effort that their goalie plucks out of the air like it's apple picking season, and he's gone long. And we fear the response from our opponents early in the second half, having not been able to stretch our lead. At least we're back in possession. Gilly's going to take on his man. This guy's going to be having nightmares about Gilly this evening. He's done him again. He's slung the ball over. It was a tap in for Rossi. He's missed it, I'm afraid. We're on 52, 53, 54, 55 minutes. We're going to pause the game, have a quick look at the tactics, see whether we need any fresh legs early, as I am worried about how slender our lead is. Okay, fitness is actually not too bad, but Obradar was playing so poorly over at left back that we've made a little change. We brought the youngster Yordi on, not the quickest, but a hard worker, good teamwork. Should at least give us a bit more bite up and down that left-hand side. But they are in behind us. Do not equalise. They've blazed it wide. My goodness, we got lucky there. A reminder, this team are welded to the foot of the table, and we've just got lucky against them. We're on 73 minutes. I think it's time for some more fresh legs. Kevin Carlos is carrying a knock. I think we're going to make a change. The man to bring on has got to be Lander, hasn't it? We'll throw him out onto the right-hand side. Gilly's going to come over to the left. And Lander is just going to pop in there as a playmaker, just strutting around. The other player that's looking pretty tired is Pacheco. We could take Alonso or Pacheco off. I think we're going to go with Pacheco and put Mickey just in front of the back four. And rather than asking him to go forward at all, let's just change his mentality to defend. 17 minutes. If we have to take a 1-0 win against the bottom of the table side, we'll do it. As it stands, only us and Alaves look like we're winning our games. So this could be a big weekend in the course of the season. Lander, of course, gives us the opportunity to sling in some better set pieces. He's done it, and Ndaba makes up for the own goal he scored in our last game by heading us into a 2-0 lead. That's actually a very good header and a very good corner in. We've had some joy with those far post corners, and Ndaba has reined in once more. We're pausing the game. We're playing bottom of the table. We're 2-0 up, but the tempo comes down, the time wasting comes on, and we stop being quite as expressive as we were. They've only had one shot on target the whole game. It was a good effort, though. And I think we've managed to get the win that we desired. So this is going down to the last couple of games of the season. That was a good win for us. And how is the table looking? Let's check on the results of the other three teams that are in contention for those promotion places. So all of this leaves us top of the table, and a couple of our rivals have slipped up. Having praised Real Oviedo for the run of form they were on, they've gone down 1-0 to Tenerife. They are a good side. It was going to be difficult for them, but they have dropped points, as have Sporting Gijón. They've drawn 1-1 with Girona, who are all the way down there in 16th place. Alaves have got a win. They've beaten Cartagena, and Cartagena are the team that we're going to be playing on the final day of the season. When we come back for that game in our next episode, will we still be in those automatic promotion spots? Will we have slipped into the playoffs? Will we still have a chance to try and secure promotion to the Spanish top flight in Begborough Steel?